Oh shit. Here we go again.
I say you get Cowboys because they're without Dak and they're trash, right? That's one. Titans, Browns, and I'll even say Broncos at home. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there's 4 wins right there. That's 8.
You're probably not beating the Steelers.
Not twice, at least.
No, you're going to at least split.
So that means you have to go at the Chargers, win that game, take a loss to the Steelers at home. I'd like to say they win that game. And then you're basically going to have to win out. If you lose to the Steelers in that first game at home, you got to win out.
It's a tough road.
Anyway, they really needed that game.
Losing the first, going 1-4 with that's just, you can't do that in the NFL.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of Real Conversations with Cozy and Murph. Bringing you another week of football, and we got all kinds of other stuff going on too. UK basketball started, college basketball started, the release of the 12-team college football playoff. We'll do some picks for you guys. And we'll just slide this in here and say Donald Trump won the election. If you haven't heard. We won't dive too much into that, but I feel like it's there's a lot of tears.
You at least gotta mention it.
You gotta bring it up.
This is a momentous, momentous fucking occasion in American history. You at least have to talk about it.
Yeah,
but that's fine. We won't mention too much. We're a sports podcast at the end of the day. But
what I am excited for in all of this is the fact that RFK gets to take on
the
big
health
food, big pharma, big health, big whatever, and crack open some of the stuff going on and all that. Try to make America healthy again. Maha.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I was like, at first I was like, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" Make America healthy again. Okay,
make America healthy. I'll take it. All right, let's dive right into it. We're gonna jump into Week 9. Looking back, let's do this. Week 10. We saw a great game last night. We'll just do that because
we'll do that recap first.
Local. If you watch that game, what a performance by Jamar Chase and the Bengals. Another great game. Basically ended the same exact way as the first game of the series. Unfortunately, came down to the end there.
Yeah, final play. I mean, I get the logic of going for 2 on the road to win, but if you're gonna call a 2-point conversion, you should probably at least look at the guy that has 11 receptions for 200 and whatever yards and 3 touchdowns instead of going to your backup tight end,
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic in that. And I mean, who knows? I mean, we don't know exactly what was said in the huddle or what the play call was. But, if you're going to go for 2, you should probably go to your best player who was on a hot streak and this, that, and the other. I mean, it was a banger of a game either way. You can't hang your head if you're the Bengals. I mean, they had a fucking hell of a game. They gave up a 10-point lead, came back time and time again. They answered every time that the Ravens, it was just a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Division opponent.
Now, do you think this puts the Bengals in a place where they're
4-6 now? They're 4-6. So you're really in a predicament where you have to win out.
Yeah.
If you lose another game, you're done.
You probably got.
If you go 10-7, especially in that division, you're not making the playoffs. Like,
Yeah. Next week they have at the Chargers.
the
Tough.
Chargers are a damn good team.
They got Steelers at home. Haven't won a home game. They're at the Cowboys, at the Titans, Browns at home, Broncos at home, and end with at the Steelers.
It's a tough road.
Yeah, I say you get Cowboys because they're without Dak and they're trash, right? That's
Yeah.
one. Titans, Browns, and I'll even say Broncos at home. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there's 4 wins right there. That's 8.
You're probably not beating the Steelers.
Not twice, at least.
No, you're gonna at least split.
So that means you have to go at the Chargers, win that game, take a loss to the Steelers at home. I'd like to say they win that game. And then you're basically going to have to win out. If you lose to the Steelers in that first game at home, you got to win out.
It's a tough road.
6. That's
Anyway,
tough. They
you
really
look at
needed
it,
that game.
losing the first, going 1-4, but like that's just you can't do that in the NFL and expect to make playoffs, no matter how good your offense is. And I'll give the defense credit. Cincinnati's defense played very good in the first half. Very good in the first half. And so good that I took the over and I was really sweating in the second half.
Yeah.
Even though the over ended up hitting, it was 53, I think. But I mean, there was just so many big plays in that game.
Yeah.
It was like Jamar Chase, he is I would put him right underneath Justin Jefferson as the best receiver in the league.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would separate Jamar and Justin Jefferson is Jamar Chase is so damn fast, bro. He don't even look like he's running. Jez is fast, but he's also got the surest hands probably in the league. And Jay Jettis is long, tall. But it's crazy to think that they were on the same team.
Yeah. Like you think about the 2019 LSU Tigers, like no wonder they went undefeated and won the national championship.
Squad.
Like
you got Joe Burrow slinging it.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and that's just on the offensive side. That's not even, mentioning the defense. So
they had a whole squad. It was a good game. I'm hopeful for the Bengals. That offense is gross. Joe Burrow is fantastic. Jamar Chase is fantastic. The Ravens are legit. I think their woes come in secondary side. Their offense is disgusting. Derrick Henry is on top of the world right now. I scored a touchdown in every game this season. That's RB1. People
gotta be.
Didn't even take him in fantasy till round 3, which is crazy. You got to think about that. But let's move on. We'll talk about a week 9 match or the week 9 match. We'll kind of skate through. A lot of these games were ugly for the most part. Didn't give us the same excitement as week 8, but Jets get a big one, pull to 3-6, pull one over on the Texans. I think the Texans, as good as they are, they have still one. They're missing, Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins. And their defense is taking a step back. And poor CJ Stroud's running for his life out there. Their line is bad.
That's probably the worst game of his career that he had against the Jets in week 8 or week 9, I should say. It's a must win for the Jets. They were desperate at home. But still, I don't think that it has minimal impact on the way that I think about both of these teams. I still think the Texans are going to win their division. I still think the Jets will probably not make the playoffs. So, I mean, This is and we're at the point in the season where it's like some of these games are just throwaway games. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, guess what? We had a big game. I would say that last week again, when the Falcons lost to the Seahawks, that's just a throwaway game, just a bad
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll look at the tape, but at the end of the day, you just gotta put it behind you and get ready for the next weekend. To be fair, they came out and put 27 points up against the Cowboys and was able to get a W. You know, um, man, that Falcons Cowboys game was
Yeah.
it was something because the box score was close, but it really wasn't that close.
No.
Dak went out in the third quarter with a
Yeah.
hamstring,
Brought in the Cooper Rush.
and they were able to get a garbage time touchdown. But
Yeah.
you've got Dak on the sideline. We've all seen the clip. He said, "We're fucking trash," or "We fucking suck," or something like that.
Fucking suck. Which I think he was saying. I don't think he said we fucking suck. I was watching it and I think that he said this fucking sucks. And I think he was talking about his injury, but you know how media is.
Yeah.
Whatever. They do suck. I mean,
3-5. I mean, that's a pretty shitty record for a team that supposedly is supposed to be one of the top teams in the league on paper.
Can you imagine being a Cowboys fan?
No.
Sometimes I think about that.
No, I would never imagine being a Cowboys fan. I could not.
Like being a Lakers fan.
Or a Yankees fan or a Dodgers fan.
Get out of town. Now Falcons did what they needed to do. Another win. And a division that you guys are pulling away from. I know the Buccaneers have had their slew of injuries, which we'll talk about them. They had a fantastic Monday night game. But you guys are starting to pull away. Kirk Cousins is the guy. I think you should be really happy with everything that's happening in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I am ecstatic as a Falcons fan. But also, I'll have to temper my expectations because I've got my hopes up in the past and been disappointed. But as long as we make the playoffs this year, that's all I can really ask for.
Yeah.
Especially after the last 3 years with Arthur Smith and Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
So
I'd say you're in a pretty good position right now, especially in a division that seems to be fading. Your only competition in the division is the Bucks, and we don't even know what to expect from them moving forward. We know Baker's going to give them a chance, but we'll get there. Did you tune into any of this Dolphins-Bills game?
Not a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the last play where Waddle got the pitch. They completed a pass to. This was Tua's comeback game.
Yeah.
Right.
No, this is his
second game back. Okay.
Game. And he looked fantastic.
Right. But I seen the play. That was the last play of the game where they were down and they needed to get into field goal range or they were out of field goal range and they were trying to get a touchdown or something and completed the pass to Devon Achane. And then he pitched it to Waddle, and then Waddle ran back for like 20-something yards and basically ruined the under-over prop for Tua's passing yards. One of the worst beats in history.
One of the worst beats in history. No, it was a good game that people had slept on because people have counted, kind of wrote off the Dolphins.
The Bills own the Dolphins, though. I mean, Doug McDermott's only lost one game to the Dolphins in his whole tenure as the Bills head coach. So that tells you
crazy
something.
To think about. Josh Allen continues to be spectacular. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. What's he? 20 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season.
Yeah.
That's
it's incredible.
That's incredible. Think about
that's an MVP caliber type stat line.
You got to put him in the conversation with them at 7-2. Everybody's like, this is a rebuild year, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? They were talking all that shit early. What are they gonna do without Stephon Diggs? And this is prime time Josh Allen. It would be awesome to see the Bills win it all. in spite of it being against one of our teams, the possibility of that happening. I would be happy for Josh Allen and the Bills if they found a way to finally take that monkey off their back and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, they're talking Bills, Lions,
That would be
Super Bowl.
That's gonna be such
And it was like you can't, as a football fan, you really can't be mad at anybody that wins that game because
but you could be
both teams,
so sad for both teams if whoever loses.
Yeah.
God, the Lions would be sick too. I'd be so hyped for the Lions to win the Super Bowl. If the Eagles weren't playing, I would be cheering for the Lions.
I just want a good game.
Yeah.
At that point,
Good God. Now this Raiders-Bengals game, we just talked about the Bengals for the most part. There's not much to say. Burrow looked fantastic. It was a much-needed win for them. They needed a home win. Now they're 1-4 at home. Raiders, he don't got much going for you. Sorry about it. Burrow, 5-touchdown game. Bengals win out rest of the season. You're in there. We want to see that offense in the postseason. We do. I trust me, we do. I don't want to see Russell Wilson get Steeler Nation all fired up. Chargers go to Cleveland, and Jameis Winston returns to peak form. Back on top, throwing 3 interceptions. Love Jameis Winston. Love Jameis Winston, but the Chargers are a real deal team.
He's just so inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get with Jameis Winston, and that's what plagued him back whenever he started for Tampa Bay. It was good. It was good to see Justin Herbert go back to form and as an elite QB. He's finally got a rhythm on offense. Seems like they have a game plan each and every week, and that goes back to coaching. He's finally got a solid coaching staff behind him, and now they have a solid chance to make the playoffs.
I'd like to see Chargers actually do something good too. They've been through the turmoils, the big game, the Phillip Rivers, and everything that they've went through. It'd be a fun one to see. Would be a fun one to see. Now Patriots went to the Titans. Titans pull away with a victory. There's not much to say about this game either. Tony Pollard looked good. I think their game opened up a little bit more. They're getting kind of under a groove per se with Mason Rudolph. Shocking to me that he's still a quarterback in this league. I always forget and am reminded each week that he's on a roster and he's starting. Patriots might as well lose it.
Yeah, it was just the battle of the garbage. I mean, if you really think about it, neither team really wanted to win this game because at this point you're kind of, in a sense, tanking for a better draft pick. So Titans end up winning. Somebody's got to win. So I mean, it is what it is. I really don't have a lot of commentary on that game.
Nah, me neither. But I do have some commentary on the next game. The Commanders went to the Giants, and more so because the Commanders are 7-2, and although the box score says it was a close game, more or less it wasn't as close as the box score said. But as an Eagles fan and the Commanders being in division, watching this Commanders team is kind of something where you're like, oh, shit. Every week, it's something new, bro.
They're a threat.
Yeah.
At this point, they're a legitimate threat. I know the Eagles have kind of righted the ship, and in the past years, the Eagles have been the predominant force in that division. But the Commanders are legit. They're leading the division right now. Jaden Daniels having one of the best rookie seasons of all time. When you really sit back and think about it, he might not be putting up the numbers, but they're winning football games, period. Yeah. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is wins.
Yeah.
And so
almost got 2,000 yards.
That's what I'm saying. So, the Commanders are a legitimate force right now in the NFC. Cannot take them lightly.
He's got basically 2,500 rushing, 2,000 passing, 500 rushing, 13 combined total touchdowns, 9-2 on the season. I mean, he's on pace for 4,000, 1,000.
Yeah, and that's one of, like I said, that's one of the best rookie years, if not the best rookie year of all time.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
I think you could go ahead and give him offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. Well, here too, like they win that division with Philly being there. Say they do. I mean, how far out in the MVP race does he fall? You go 4,000, 1,000, and win the division.
He's gonna be behind. He's gonna be behind Josh Allen. He's gonna be behind Lamar. He's gonna be behind probably Joe Burrow. But outside of those three, I don't see another quarterback that's outperforming him.
Yeah,
and he's a rookie.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't even put Mahomes ahead of him because
Mahomes has been playing like dog shit.
Yeah,
like absolute terribly. He's been getting bailed out by the refs all season, and we'll get to that game. But seriously, Mahomes is not. He's not been playing well at all.
Yeah, you got Lamar there too, and Hurts is starting to come on. Hurts has looked really good. Yeah, I want to ask you what your standings are as to that once we get to these picks. This next game, there's not much to talk about here. Bryce Young gets a victory, first time in 20 career starts. He finds a way. The Saints have fallen 7 straight. They fired a coach, and
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. They make a move. This season's lost for them. The Panther season is lost.
It's got to be bright side. Go ahead.
The only bright side for the Panthers is they got that Jonathan Brooks and they got Chuba Hubbard.
And they got Xavier Legette.
They got Legette. I don't even think Bryce Young is that terrible. I think he's just in a terrible situation.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think he's as bad as the last year, his rookie year. You just don't know whenever you have such a terrible team around you. What I will say is that it has to be such a disappointment for the Saints coming out 2-0, putting up 48 and 40, whatever it was, 100 points combined in the first 2 weeks, and then you lose 7 in a row. I mean, damn, that's got to be just one of the worst fall offs I've seen in recent years.
At least Derek Carr was riding high, and then all of the former Saints teammates and stuff with him, and talking all that smack about him online is something else. Think about the part of my take was every time he makes a incomplete pass or throws an interception for the rest of the season, he's gonna be like, somebody's tweeting about me. Somebody's saying some shit about me.
I think it's about time. Derek Carr, it's over. He's not a starter in this league anymore.
Yeah. There was a stat out there that said it was most losses through however many seasons, and his brother was people don't know, Derek Carr's brother David Carr played in the NFL for years, but through 8 seasons it was David Carr, and then year 9 Derek Carr most losses, year 10 most losses, year 11 is the only person tying with him is the what's the Manning, is Archie, who was the oldest one? No.
Yeah, dad, Archie Manning.
Archie Manning
for the Saints.
And they were terrible. The Saints used to be terrible. And Derek Carr ties him right now. One more loss, and he'd break the record for most losses in 11 seasons as a quarterback, which is Carr family not looking good. There's not too much to say about either one of these teams. They're in hell. The next game, I know we talked about the Ravens for the most part Lamar Jackson, basically perfect passer rating. I think his third one of the season, 158.3. Broncos let this one get away from them, but that's pretty much what every team's going to do, unless
The Ravens are a wagon.
Yeah.
They are very good. But that's not to say that they don't have their weaknesses.
Yeah.
Their defense right now is not great. They're giving up a lot of second half points. Lamar, though, to on a positive note, I feel like Lamar has improved so much as a passer. If you look at it from year to year to year, he just continues to get better, and he's at the point now where it's like when he drops back to pass, you like you're confident it's going to be a completion to somebody somewhere. Yeah. He's finally got the touch. He's finally got the accuracy down pat. It feels like, and that just adds to his just adds another dynamic to his game. Because a lot of the time we think of him as a running quarterback, but he has kind of evolved his game into a pass first with the ability to take off at any time.
Yeah.
You know?
When you look back at where Lamar started in the league and how far he's come as a player, it's actually beyond impressive, because I know he has a great offense around him and a great offensive scheme around him, great offensive coordinator. Like, he's set up in a scenario now where it's built for you, Lamar, and he's taken that in stride. And every offseason he comes back and he's gotten better, and he's got some touch on his balls, and he still throws the shit out of it. And
he's throwing darts,
bro,
dots and darts. You know,
like, he puts it in guys' chests, in their hands. And the resurgence of Mark Andrews has been, great for their offense. They've got weapons on the outside. That I know that Deontay Johnson hasn't played since he got there, really. I mean, he had one reception yesterday, and I started him in fantasy. Fuck me. Oh, by the way, I'm playing Jamar Chase, people. So I'm actually playing a team that has Jamar Chase and Mark Andrews starting. Mark Andrews went for 18 because he caught a touchdown.
Damn,
bro.
That's tough.
I'm in hell, but Ravens are our wagon. This next game, it was good for Philly. We won the game. We were up. Jaguars shouldn't have been in as close as they were. The highlights of the game, everybody saw the Saquon reverse hurdle. I hyped it up. It's disgusting. Absolutely gross.
It's got to be the sickest move I've ever seen in that football game.
He said, whoop. Let me just
it literally, it jukes one guy, spins away, and then jumps backwards over a defender. And it's like, man, that is one of, if not the best moves I've ever seen in the open field. It's at any level, period. I mean, it was just one of those things where you just put your hands on your head like, oh my God, what did I just watch?
And then, like, you see the sideline reactions, like, they're like, oh my God. Like, I was like that in my seat, and you see that. It's like something you're never probably going to see ever again. You're going to see people try. You're going to see people try, but you're not going to be advised to do that. It was incredible. The Eagles did win the game, and the Jaguars were really only in it because a shit call, a ruled fumble when clearly Saquon was down.
Devontae Smith had a really good one ahead of the catch.
Devontae Smith back. It was the same exact play, actually, that they ran against the Bengals for Devontae Smith to catch a touchdown there. It's essentially just a fake screen to Devontae running a fucking blitz ball all the way down the field. And it works. It works. I'm disgusted with the game, mostly because I had a 4-leg touchdown parlay, and my last leg was A.J. Brown.
Yeah, that'll ruin it for you.
Yeah.
But the Eagles, they have righted the ship. They're 6-2. They look like they're back on track to challenge the Commanders, for that division. It's going to be a tight race towards the end of the year. It's going to come down, I feel like, head to head. It's going to come down head to head. But we'll see what happens with those guys.
Yeah, it's exciting. This next game, another big letdown from the Chicago Bears. They are 0-4 on the road.
Give me just a sec.
Good. 0-4 on the road, but the Cardinals have come on and made themselves a real threat. 5-4. Caleb Williams threw the ball 41 times, and there's a lot of film out there on how this team is quitting, and I think the biggest issue is Matt Eberflus. That team does not want to play for them. And there was a tape breakdown I saw where Caleb is dropping back into his sets, and he's looking at his players. Say DJ Moore, he's running out. Boom, boom, right? But DJ Moore's running curl out instead of a hard out, right? It's not designed that way, but DJ Moore's just giving up on the play. All right, well, he looks at DJ, he sees he can't get open. So what's his next read? His next read is if DJ's here, you would think that there would be, I don't know, maybe a deep break or a down, maybe an under, something in this side of the field, right? Especially if this is your initial read. But that's not the case. Instead, Caleb has to progress from here all the way across and look for fucking Keenan Allen, who's running an option route away from the break. I was talking about the film breakdown I seen of the Bears and how terrible their offensive scheme is, and saying how it's not even that Caleb is looking bad. It's that Caleb has nowhere to look. Like there was a film breakdown of just one specific play that he broke down where you can tell the team has given up on their offensive system because DJ Moore, he's supposed to be running an up and an out, right?
And he just walks off the field?
Well, no, he's jogging this out, okay? Well, the defender's on his hip. Caleb reads, okay, I can't throw that ball. You would think as a coordinator, you would draw something up to where if Caleb's initial read is here, there's either a deep out or something over the top of this, or there's an underside something here, something that it's on this side of the field, right? No, his second progression, he has to turn the entire field, and he looks at a
Throw
Keenan
it across the field, which makes no sense.
Option route, and Keenan, having no wherewithal, I guess, runs an option route that goes up and out away. Like that's across the field, up and out and away, and you've got Rome sitting essentially in a bubble right here, and it's like it's just so long. You got to think 3-4 seconds in the pocket is not going to work, bro. You're going to have to all out.
I mean, if you've got somebody like Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady, you can do that, or even a Jared Goff, you can do something like that. But whenever you have a rookie quarterback, you can't draw up something so schematically complicated. Yeah. Like it needs to be boom, 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 get rid of the ball, no matter what. And so I feel like this coaching staff is gone after this year.
Yeah.
They're going to clean house. They're going to hire a new head coach, new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, all that, because they have too much talent to be underperforming at this rate. You can't even score 10 points against a Arizona Cardinals defense that is not that good. I mean, they're middle of the road, to be generous, you know. And also to in the defense of the Cardinals, they're a scrappy ass team though too. Kyler Murray is a dog, and he's going to find a way to put up points. He has every week of the season thus far. He's won games where he was the underdog, and he's covered in games that he was the underdog. So it's just like I don't see the Bears making the playoffs. But that doesn't mean that Caleb Williams is to blame. I feel like Caleb Williams is doing the best that he can with what he's been given.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I'm like still kind of riding high on the Cardinals too. I think, like you said, they're a scrappy team, and I think there's a lot. They could, at the end of the season, be a 500 football team and be fighting for their life to get into the playoffs. I think the Bears. I think they're in a tough division. Their only hope was, catching magic in a bottle. But for the sake of the future of the Bears, it's probably better off that they get that coaching staff out of
But
there.
I'm not on the Caleb Williams slander bus. Like
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
It's Caleb Williams is not the problem.
Yeah,
He
that's
is.
what I
He
said.
is not the problem.
Yeah.
He is actually playing very good for the coaching staff that he's playing under.
Yeah.
That's my point.
It's the same. It's the same kind of thing. I seen a graphic that was like, it's the same exact quarterback stats as last year with Justin Fields. And it's like, you're going to get that when you have the same fucking coach running the same scheme.
They should have got rid of Eberflus. They should have got rid of Eberflus in the offseason.
Yeah.
And you listen to, we are Pardon My Take podcast. Like, we listen to them pretty much every week. And Dan Katz has said it week in and week out. They should have got rid of him. There's no point in keeping him whenever. I mean, you just look at his record as a head coach. He's right there with like Dennis Allen as being one of the worst head coaches in the modern era.
Yep. Yeah. That's the only thing I feel like is holding back the Bears from being great. I mean, tough division this year, tough outlook, but longevity wise, this is probably for the best that they take their lumps and this offseason make a move. They got good coaches out there.
They might make a move for Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions.
In division would be crazy though.
They're gonna make it. They're gonna make an offer. They have to.
You have to. Well, you also got Vrabel out there too. Who would be better in Chicago?
I think the Patriots are gonna fire Gerard Mayo, and I think that, yeah. I think that's just my vibe that I get, is that the Patriots are done with Gerard Mayo, even just after 1 year, and they want to go and get Vrabes because Vrabes understands that organization. He understands what's expected. Vrabes is going to get another head coaching job somewhere.
Yeah. I could see it. I also don't think that's off the table either for if anything happens with Ohio State and Ryan Day loses his job, that Mike Vrabel's not there hanging out.
I think, but I think Mike Vrabel's coaching style is more suited towards the NFL than college.
Yeah. I can see it. Not opposed to it. All right, this next game, the Lions, the 7-1 Lions, went to Green Bay to play the Packers. Jordan Love, cheeks. Josh Jacobs, another good game. There's times where I'm so high on the Packers thinking they're fantastic, and then there's just some times where I'm just like, man, Jordan Love just be slinging that ball like Brett Favre did. He just lets it ride. He don't give a damn where it goes. He just sends it, dog. The Lions, they're world beaters, bro. They could beat anybody.
If they're not the best team in the league, they're at least the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't discount the Chiefs, but the Chiefs haven't been playing well.
Yeah.
I know the Lions are 7-1 and the Chiefs are 8-0 right now, but the Lions have been playing better football.
Yeah.
Better consistently, and Jared Goff is like I said, he's in the conversation of MVP. He might not put up the same numbers as some of these other quarterbacks but that goes to show that he's just surrounded by a better team. Yeah. He's got better running. He's got a better O-line. He's got a better running game. He's got a better defense. He's got a better coaching staff than a lot of these players. So it's crazy to think the Lions are one of the top 3 best teams in the league, but that's where we're at right now in 2024, and it's very refreshing.
Yeah,
I
very
love
nice.
it. Actually, I love it.
I'm a big fan of Dan Campbell and everything that he's put into this Lions team and making them great. It's like the things that they went through to get to this point. We're not that far removed from that team being, what was it?
4-12 or
Yeah,
whatever.
4-12. They went 0-16. Getting rid of Stafford, being called dumb, telling Jared Goff, this is like final destination shit, and just the way that they have trusted the process. This is like one of the legit chances where I trusted the process.
Right. They've clawed their way back from irrelevancy. Yeah. From being irrelevant to being a prominent, contender in the league.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best storylines of the season.
Yeah.
Especially after the way they lost the NFC Championship last year.
It's crazy to think about. I'm hoping for the best of them.
If you're not a Packers fan or a Vikings fan or a Bears fan, outside of those 3 teams, you really have to admire what is going on in Detroit right now.
Yeah.
You really do.
Big fan. Now, this next game, it was an overtime win for the Los Angeles Rams. They went to Seattle. Rams, like we said, are a new team, better team with Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp back. They're a good football team, and that overtime throw by Matthew Stafford it just all the more proves why, he's one of, if not,
he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he's an absolute dog. You cannot count the Rams out in any game because there's always that chance that Matthew Stafford is going to make a play. He's going to put a ball on somebody that is catchable, no matter if it's Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, any of those guys. He's going to make a play when it really matters. And he is a consummate pro, just by very definition of the word. He is a baller. And I think I sent your text message. I said he's a dog, which makes sense because he went to Georgia. So he's an absolute fucking dog. Period.
Very much so. I'm a big fan. Hate. I can't hate on Matt Stafford. I love everything that he does. He did all the dirty years in Detroit when they were in hell, and he stuck it out.
He paid his dues. He paid his dues for sure. Super Bowl winner.
Much deserved.
There's nothing you can take away from that man.
Much deserved. I don't know what to expect from the Seahawks anymore. They're very up and down. They were in this game. Just let it go right at the end. They're 4-5. They're still in the hunt. Tough division. I don't really know what to expect from them. Geno.
You just can't trust Geno, though. I mean, I know he had a good game, 363 yards and 3 touchdowns, but I feel like he's so immobile, and that offensive line can't protect him in a lot of situations. He takes a lot of sacks.
Yeah. He's got 2,500 yards on the season, but he's also thrown 9 interceptions. It's not very good.
First year coach. Yeah. They're going to draft the quarterback in the offseason probably.
Well, I think you have to. Name? They got what's his name from Washington from last year. That's that gunslinger kid. What was his name? Who is that? Who was that? The quarterback for Commanders last year?
Oh, Sam Howell.
Yeah, they got Sam Howell out there. He was nice with the Commanders.
He was okay.
Yeah. Fair. They'll draft a quarterback. I wouldn't be shocked. Or they'll go O-line or something like that. I don't see them. I love Geno. I'm happy for him. I remember the days of him at West Virginia. And he had 8 touchdowns and only 7 incompletions. I remember that game. It was crazy. But it's a league where you got to now especially be able to move. Not very many guys can't move and get away with it. Maybe Kirk. That's about it. Kirk and Aaron. Anybody else not running in the league? Off the top of my head, no.
Jared Goff, he's not really mobile, but he can move, though.
Yeah, he can move a little bit. He can shimmy shake, and Goff don't miss, guys. Goff's a gun. He just lets it eat. All right. What we got? The Colts Vikings game. This is Anthony Richardson quit game. This is Joe
This
Flacco. I don't.
this is.
The
I
Vikings
mean,
are good.
I don't know. I don't know what to say on this game. Really, I
Yeah,
mean,
the
the Vikings did what they had to do, took care of business, and win the game. This was a very atrocious uh, performance by the Colts. So I think they're kind of in a conundrum where they want to. They drafted Anthony Richardson, but they're slowly figuring out that he's not the answer.
Yeah.
You've got a 37-year-old backup in Joe Flacco, who obviously is not the answer moving forward. And they're kind of caught in limbo, as they have been ever since Andrew Luck left. They really haven't had a solid quarterback. They've, tried to shuffle around talent, whether that was Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz. Now they drafted the quarterback, and they don't believe in him. That's obvious because they benched him. So it's like, at what point do you have to kind of rethink your whole philosophy on your strategy moving forward?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold played well, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson does what he does, 7 receptions, 137 yards. Vikings continue to show out as one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the whole league. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know. If you're the Colts, do you just play Anthony Richardson the rest of the season?
You've got to. You've got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah. And just see, like, is this what we're going to invest in? If not, we need to look this offseason to figure out a quarterback situation. I feel like you have to.
Draft or whatever.
I feel like that's what you're.
And I feel like you don't want to be the Giants, where you hold on to Daniel Jones for what is it? 5 going on 4 years now, 5 years.
Yeah.
And pay him a bunch of money, and he's absolute garbage.
Yeah.
And absolutely not a winning quarterback.
Yeah.
So you've got to figure out what you've got.
Yeah.
Before you can make a decision on what you want to do moving forward.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I know the Vikings are good. They're gonna be a problem.
They're gonna be there at the end of the year. They will.
They're gonna be there at the end of the year. Yeah.
It might be Vikings and Detroit in the NFC Championship. If that's even, I don't even know if that's possible, but I can see that happening.
They're 2 good teams. All right, last game was the Monday night game. We had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and this was great gutsy performance.
Chiefs cheated again. What do you know? They get a false start call that's not called on the touchdown that they scored. The left tackle left way early, like not even close. Buccaneers played their asses off. Got to give them credit. There's no way the Chiefs should be 8-0. At the very least, they should be 6-2. At the very least, they should be 6-2, if not 5-3. Because you think back on all the Chiefs games, there's been a pivotal call in the last 2 or 3, 5 minutes of the game that really tips the balance in their favor.
Yeah.
And it's like, at what point are they going to get caught? Who's going to be that team that finally beats the Chiefs?
Yeah. I think the only way you get the Chiefs is if you blow them out at this point.
You got to be up like 14, 21 points, 20 points, 17 points at the end of the game, and there's no way they can come back. Because and I hate to say it, because I hate to say, I've always been the skeptic, but it seems at this point that it is fucking rigged. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt every single time. If it comes down to a controversial call, they're going to get that call that they need, whether it's pass interference or a no call on false start or whatever it is. And to be honest with you, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I've always been a Patrick Mahomes fan, but he has not played winning football at this point. He's not played winning football.
He's got 9 interceptions on the season, 11-9.
But yeah, there ain't no like how.
Yeah,
Their defense is really good, but they're not that good.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, Baker. I know you're trying your butt off, buddy. You played a great game. As soon as it went to overtime and they got the ball, I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh, so Baker knew it too. We've all seen that picture of him just going, fuck.
Yeah. Literally. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's what it was. Chiefs pull one out in overtime. Move on to 8-0, and here we are. We're currently at week 10 college football, NFL football. I do want to ask you this. If you had to pick your MVP right now, who would it be?
It's got to be Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It has to be Josh Allen. That's my pick.
Yeah. Okay.
And I haven't even looked at any of the odds or any of the futures or anything like that. That's just off the top of the cuff. My pick is Josh Allen.
I would say that's probably.
What is he, 17-1, like you said?
Yeah, I think so.
20-1 or something.
20-1 now.
Yeah, touchdown to interception ratio. I mean,
he's playing the best quarterback position. I'd say. My only. If the Bengals make the playoffs, it's got to be Joe Burrow.
Well, and that's what I was about to say. Is the only two other players that could really challenge that would be Joe Burrow or Lamar, and that's that's it.
That's it
as far as quarterback play goes.
Yeah, you could even put. I mean, it's a quarterback award now, so I can't really say anything.
It literally is. It's like the Heisman. It's a quarterback award.
Unless you're breaking some kind of rushing record, that's the only difference. Derrick Henry's got 1,100 yards on the season. He'll probably eclipse 2,000. Saquon will probably eclipse 2,000. But that'll just come down to who's got more touchdowns, and it'll be Derrick Henry. He's got what? 9 now. Derrick Henry does. 12 touchdowns
every game.
He's got 12 touchdowns. I'm sorry. He's got 12 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry. Saquon's averaging 5.9. He's got 6. He's at 925, but they did play yesterday. We'll see what Saquon does this week. But Burrow, I mean, Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow lead the league in passing. They played yesterday. If it wasn't for that game yesterday, before this weekend slate, it's Geno, Baker, and Kirk. And Kirk could be in the conversation too.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I would love to put Kirk in that conversation, but he's not outperforming those first 3 guys that we talked about.
Yeah.
He's just not. I would love to say that Kirk Cousins is an MVP caliber, but he's sitting at 2,300 yards, 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's a great year for anybody.
Yeah.
But you look at the other 3 guys that we just talked about, and they're having even better years.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I like it. I like Josh Allen, especially as of right now. That's my guy. And then Jalen Hurts is coming on strong too. I think he would round out top 5. I'd put Hurts in there. He's been playing lights out the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Where they went on a roll, figured things out. But let's move into this weekend slate so we can bring up some UK basketball, talk college football, and we will roll on out of here. All right, so we got Sunday, 9:30 in the morning, Munich game, the Twofer Bowl, the Pooper Bowl. Giants playing the Panthers. Who you got?
This is punishment for World War II and World War I.
Yeah.
We sent over our 2 of the worst teams in the fucking league. I don't know. Giants are a 6.5-point favorite.
Favorite is crazy, I think.
I guess I'll go with the Giants. I don't know.
I'd take Giants here.
Nobody's going to watch this game in America.
No, we're not waking up to watch that, bro.
Hell no, I'm not. Hell no. There's no way in hell I'm waking up to watch that game.
No.
It's the most inconsequential game in the history of the NFL. 2-2-7 teams going over to Europe. Who gives a fuck? Nobody. Okay, let's move on.
1 o'clock slate, we've got the 2-7 Patriots playing the 4-4 Bears. Bears open up as 6-point favorites.
It's a must win for the Bears.
Bears need it.
Must win for the Bears. If you lose this game, some changes have to be made. Somebody's getting fired after this game if they lose. Whether that, I'm not necessarily saying that's the head coach, but that is either an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, somebody's getting fired after this game if they lose. But I would expect the Bears to be able to pull this one off.
Yeah.
They play at home. Like, it's the 2-7 Patriots that are really not that good. Drake May, he's going to start, even though he didn't he come out of concussion protocol.
Yeah, he's going to play though.
So yeah,
Bears
you
going
gotta win
out
this
home.
one.
The cover. That's the real question.
No, I don't think they cover.
I don't think so either. I think it'll be a sloppy game. Bears will pull it out because that Bears defense is still pretty good. All right, 1 o'clock slate. We also have Bills going to play the Indianapolis Colts.
Hold on, you skipped Falcons and Saints.
Oh, it's further down on mine.
Well,
right.
that's the first one on mine.
All right, it's probably because you got it favorited because of Falcons. All right, let's do Falcons Saints. True. We already know what the outcome of this
Taking
game
Falcons.
is. We got Falcons here. The Falcons are gonna run all over this Saints defense. It's booty cheeks. All right, back to the Bills and Colts here. I got
Bills. We're going Bills.
I got
for
Bills.
sure.
Right.
Bills.
1 o'clock slate. We also have Broncos going to the Chiefs. Every week, I'm going to call out to the Chiefs lose. I want the Broncos to fucking upset this team so bad.
Chiefs win this game, but they're a 7.5 point favorite. No way they cover that. No way they cover that. I think it'll be probably a 2 field goal, 6 point game, maybe a touchdown. But Chiefs win.
Yeah.
They're not going to lose to the Broncos.
That would be awesome if they did. All right, 1 o'clock slate. We got the San Francisco 49ers going to play the Buccaneers. Christian McCaffrey's return game. I don't know how much he's going to play or how much of a difference he's going to be because they've had superb production from the backfield. Buccaneers are scrappy. 6.5 seems big. I'll take 49ers here, although I don't think they're that big of a difference.
I'm leaning towards the Bucks. The Bucks.
I don't think it's
here.
6.5. If anything, I think it's field goal. I think it's 3.
I think Bucks win. I'll take Bucks money line.
Bucks money line. That's fair. I'll go 49ers. There's our difference maker there. 1 o'clock slate. We got the Steelers playing the Commanders. We got this is a big game. This is a big game right here. Steelers need this to stay in first place in their division. Commanders need this to stay in first place of their division. Steelers defense is really good. Commanders offense is really good. Washington 2.5 point favorites. The total is 44.5.
I'm gonna go Steelers here. I think Steelers cover.
Yeah, I think Steelers defense is better than the Commanders offense.
And Jaden Daniels. Well, my point is Jaden Daniels hasn't faced a defense this competent so far.
That's fair. I like Steelers here too. And Russell Wilson's got the experience, but I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a good game. It'll be a battle. It'll be a battle.
I give the quarterback advantage to the Steelers, and I also give the coaching advantage to the Steelers. So fair. I'm taking Steelers.
Fair. All right. Last game in the 1 o'clock slate that I have listed here is the Vikings going down to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Minnesota opens up as 6.5 point favorites. Jacksonville hasn't been in any games aside from the 2 wins that they have. I'm going Vikings here.
Yep, I think Vikings cover.
Yeah,
It's probably a 10-point game,
at least.
if not 13 to 2
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Yep, fair. All right, 4:05 slate, the only one that starts at this time. We have the 2-6 Titans going to LA to play the Chargers. As much as the Titans looked better this last week, I think the Chargers are a super gritty team. And I'm going to take the Chargers here.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win. Now, total was 38.5. That's very, very low.
So low. Love overs. But the Chargers
I'm
offense
going to take the over on that, though, to be honest with you. Just
Chargers
because it's so low.
It is so low. 38 is so low. You got to think that's what? 17, 18 to 21. Puts that
Something
over?
like that. Yeah. But what I will say is the Chargers defense is very good.
Yeah.
They haven't really given up a lot of points. I feel like in any game, even the games that they've lost, they haven't really given up a lot of points. And the Titans offense is just incompetent. They just have nothing there. There's nothing to be excited about, especially if Rudolph is starting. So, fuck it. I'll go Chargers win and cover.
Win and cover and over all at the same time. We're taking it all. We want it all. All right, I got Chargers too. 4:25. We got the Eagles going to Dallas to play the Dak Prescott list. Cowboys. I got Philly, and I got them covering, and I got the over, and I got Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown.
Okay. I'm not going to go all the way in with that, but I will say Eagles win and probably cover, but I'm not going to go over under.
Over
just because
42.
it is a divisional game.
Yeah.
So you have to take that into account.
I think Micah Parsons is coming back this week. I don't know. I think they'll score like 14 points, 17 points, somewhere in there. CD's playing. Here's my thing with the Cowboys too. It's like, why would you put Cooper Rush out there and not see what you have in Trey Lance? He hasn't played in a regular season game since you got him.
And you trade for him.
Yeah. You know? You might as well see what you got. That makes no sense to me. But I got Philly. I got Philly by 14 points. All right, 4:25. Jets going to play the Arizona Cardinals. Jets open up as 1.5 points favorites. They keep getting these favorable odds here at 3 and 6, bro.
I'm taking Cardinals at home.
Jets must win. They're 1 and 4 on the road.
I'm taking Cardinals to cover and win, probably. 1.5.
Going Jets here. It's must win. This is a Super Bowl game for them. They gotta win.
But like every week is going to be a Super Bowl game for them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You switch me. I like Cardinals here. Fucking drown the Jets and put them away. End their season. The Cardinals win. That ends their season. Respectable.
Yeah.
All right, we got a big game in the 8:20 Sunday night primetime football slate. We got the Lions going down to Houston to play the Texans. Detroit opens up as only 3.5 point favorites.
I'm taking Lions.
I like Lions here. I like Lions here. I even like them covering 3.5.
I don't know that the Lions will lose another game. They're fired up.
They might not. They're hungry. They're still hungry. You know what I'm saying? They're 7-1, and like they still feel like the underdog.
But that's the message.
Yeah.
That's the message, is that nobody believes in you because you've been so bad for so long and you lost the NFC Championship the way that you lost it last year. Nobody believes in you. And that's the exact fucking message that Dan Campbell is going to come in with, is that we have to show up every week in and week out, and we got to decimate people to really make motherfuckers believe.
Yeah. Do it. I like Lions here. All right, last game, Monday night, 8:15. Dolphins going to LA to play the Rams. As good as Tua has played in his comeback, I've got the Rams here.
Give me the Rams. Yep. Give me the Rams to cover. It's a 50.5 total. I'm going to go under.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. It'll be close. It'll be close to that. I think there'll be some points scored in this game. Two defenses that let things go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's your wrap up right there. Week 10 picks. I did want to bring up the start of UK basketball. I know that everybody in the area is hyped up for the Mark Pope area. I know that you're excited. Basically, everybody in Kentucky is excited. They looked great against Wright State. It looked like a fun offense that moved the ball. It looked like a defense that was competent, could make some plays. Granted, it was Wright State. Granted, we're going to see when they got Duke coming up here in a week. But it's exciting times for you guys.
Yeah, and I think we have. I think we made the right decision. You know, I know there was a lot of controversy about who we were going to get to be our coach for the next season, but I think Mark Pope was the exact right hire at the exact right time. He's built a roster that he believes in. He's got a system. We have like it was obvious the other night that these players haven't played a lot together, but that's just going to come with time and experience. We've got the experience. We just need to have a few games to mesh and to figure each other out. But there was a graphic they put up that Kentucky was projected to be 8th in the SEC this year. Bullshit. We'll be top 5 at least.
Yeah.
If we don't win it. I know Alabama is a wagon right now, but we'll see what happens. I think we're better than Auburn. I think we're better than Tennessee. I think we're better than Arkansas. Just because on coaching alone. So, I mean, I might be a little bit biased, but that's just my projection on the season right now.
Fair. I like that. I'm excited for you guys. I'm going to go watch the game tomorrow. I'm going to go out, have some wings, have some beer, enjoy the game. We'll see. Go Cats. I know that. Last thing I wanted to touch on was the College Football Playoff Selection Committee dropped their first top 12 ranking, which gives us the top first bracket of the year, which, you know, there's going to be a lot of shakeup before the end of the year, but it's interesting to look at. You got Oregon, BYU, Georgia, and Miami all with first round byes. And then you've got Tennessee and Indiana. That'd be fun. Got Ohio State, Boise State. That'd be fun. Penn State, Notre Dame. That'll be fun. And you got Texas and Alabama rematch. That'll be fun. So
it's going to be an interesting end of the year for college football for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we really wanted, is a little bit of mix up instead of having only 4 teams. Now there's a little bit of chance that we might see somebody that we are not so familiar with.
Yeah.
That maybe has 2 losses that makes it in to the national championship and actually has a chance. So I feel like opening it up and giving more people a chance to have that shot at the end of the year, because, you know, we've seen it with baseball, with the Mets. I mean, it just takes one team to get hot and stay hot. Yeah. And, you know, you never know what can happen. So,
yeah, I'd like to see Genty running the ball in a playoff game. I'd like to see Travis Hunter making plays both ways. I like to see a lot of SMU looks really good.
It's just more football. It's just more important football.
You know? I want another shot at Oregon. Give us another shot. We want that. That'll be fun. There's a lot of good things about college football going on right now.
Absolutely.
Big win against Penn State this last week. If you're into the Ohio State, Kentucky, it's basketball season. It's basketball season.
For Kentucky, Kentucky football has been a complete disappointment this season. So we won't get into that, though.
It's the Pope era. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's everything that we got on this hour-long episode. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, subscribe, share. One of the 4 things goes a long way. If you do all 4, I'll kiss you. Appreciate you. Love you. Peace. Gang sign. Gang sign.